Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3. Now you're probably wondering why we didn't indicate that in the opening credits. Well, if you saw episode 2, we talked about shoestring budgets. Okay, now you might be wondering, why did I draw the letter bat and then publicly humiliate it by crossing it off? Well, actually, I'm trying to do two things. First, please the purists out there who might be inclined to write me letters and say, "What did you just do? The letter bat is not symmetrical." Yes, I know, it has a higher angle of attack on the front end. It sort of tapers off towards the back, sort of like a spoiler or, an airfoil turned upside down. In any case, I drew that, circle and then vertical line to show you that's where we would slice it and place it, for example, at the beginning of a word. Okay, so that's the bat at the beginning of a word. Then those dots, think of that as letters making up a word. So at the beginning of a word, at the end of, actually attached to a word, but it's at the end. And let's say you have a word by itself and the bat is freestanding. Okay, so let's draw it again, bat. What did I just do? Yeah, that's the Thaa, sort of like the bat's first cousin, or T in Arabic. I can draw the Thaa with either a little dash or two dots, just like when I drew the sheen with lines in terms of the circumflex with dots or a line. I can draw the Thaa with a dash or dots. And what did I just draw? Say hello to Thaa. Hey, you can handle it. That's okay. Again, sheen, Thaa, Thaa. Thaa. At the beginning of a word, again, the dots are an abstraction. Think of that. Think of a word. Of course, in Arabic. Now let's imagine the Thaa between two. Now, in the middle of a word, so you've got letters on one side and the other. Let's imagine you have a whole word, and then the Thaa is sort of floating by itself. So that's version number 1. Okay, I'm going to really now complicate things. That's version number 2. So the Thaa by itself as a little circle with a dash on top. Yes, instead of a dash, you can put dots, 2 dots. Now, why one or the other? It has to do with certain grammatical rules. Here, I just drew the Thaa connected to what was supposed to be a series of dots filling in for a word, except it ended up being a little mess. I apologize for that. And here it is connected to a word, so at the end of the word, and it looks like a camel's head or a dromedary's head. For you purists out there, little horse head or little dinosaur head. Again, it has to do with certain grammatical rules. Now, I'm introducing the letter Khaa, not cat. Khaa. Hey, you think you've got problems. Let me tell you, when I was a kid, you had to say Tutankhamun. I had to say Tutankhamun. Okay, so Khaa. We've all had a cold, and you know what that means. So when nobody's looking, just practice by yourself. I know it's disgusting, but you know what? I have faith in you. Tutankhamun, do you believe it? Why couldn't it have been called Lu? Khaa. Khaa. So this is the Khaa written in the middle of a word, 2 versions. And I'm sure there are a million others. Okay, maybe not a million. Maybe 200 or 300. No, seriously, folks. Do you even look at how we all write English? Seriously, we'd all fail. grammar school. Khaa. Yeah, I know, some of you write perfectly, and we all love to hate you. Now, here I drew it at the beginning of a word. Again, a reminder, the dots are meant to indicate letters. Once again, Khaa at the beginning of the word. Sort of like a little triangle. I meant to say triangle, sorry. Why did I just say... Today, the president announced the No Affectation Left Behind program initiative. Now, the letter Sod. Not sad, Sod. Think of it as a pretentious S. Silent night, silent night. Oh, I know. You know when you say spreading the sod or facade, that's... Hey, and when I was a kid, the letter Sod, sort of like the... Yeah. Well, it's supposed to have 8, At any rate, this is the letter Sod at the beginning of a word. At the end of the word, you can see it's sort of connected to this pot or kettle. A lot of kitchen utensils. This segment brought to you by Kitchen Etc. Wouldn't that be nice? Food. Especially with me. I don't know about you, but it's a very important motif. Actually, in a few minutes, I'm going to have to break for lunch. So, Sod at the beginning, Sod at the end. And speaking of the end, this brings us to the end of episode 3. See you shortly in episode 4.